Okay, good morning, good afternoon. Okay, my name is Victor, and I'm going to be anchor for this training. Okay, so I have a challenge here. I have a site that is hacked. And how do I know this site is hacked? I'm going to show you the signs and tell you how we can fix it. Okay, now, what happened is that I actually turned off my anti-malware, antivirus software. That's why this site is able to load, right? So it's a site for one of our offices. So the URL is sup.com.ng. So the site works most of the times if the system in question or the environment does not have like an intrusion prevention system or does not have an anti-malware or antivirus. Now, by the time I turn on my anti-malware, let me turn this on. This computer needs restarting. I wouldn't want to restart now. Okay, so let me refresh this site. You're going to find that I will not be able to load this site. So this site has some kind of injections. We can do forensics for this later on. But for now, what we'll just do is we'll try to see how we can fix this. So this site has some injection infected with HTML, script, info. This kind of is a suspicious link that is on this site. Let me try and load it again. And let's see whether it's going to load. Now, the site is not loading because I have turned on my antivirus, or if you in an environment where you have an IPS or an IDS, most of the times, some of your users might not be able to access a website. You might have what we call a Google blacklist page. You can have something like this. I think I'll make another video for that purpose, right? You might have something like this, a site that is hacked. Now, it has not gotten to this stage. Most of the times, if it gets to this stage, Google is going to make sure that its own users cannot access the website. I think I will do another video on how to remove this kind of screen when you have that on a website. Now, you have this kind of thing. If you load the site is not loading, right? The site is typically hacked. You saw the alert from the anti-malware. So the question now is, how do we fix it? So first, before we know how we're going to fix it, you need to understand first how the site was built. So we can do build with. We get to know the technology that the website is built on. Now, because when you do vulnerability assessment, when you try to do pen testing, you're trying to fix a site that is hacked, or you want to see if a site is susceptible to a hack, you want to first understand the technologies, the underlying technologies. Now, how a WordPress website is hacked is different from how a .NET website is going to be hacked. It's going to be different from how a PHP website is going to be hacked. So I just found out this hack 3 days ago. So I decided to record it, do a live record, fix it, and make sure the site is up and running. Now, from what I'm seeing with build with can tell us the technologies that the website is made up of, right? A WordPress plugin, widget kit, Elementor, ASP, wherever. Same thing, if the site is built with, let's say, Python or PHP or any of the JavaScript framework, how you're going to try to fix it is going to be different in each of the different ways, because the vulnerabilities for each of these framework or version of application framework is always very different. Now, look at this one. It's running on e-commerce. It's based off of PHP framework because, of course, WordPress is based off of PHP. So understand it's a WordPress site. Now, if I try to inspect the source code of the website, let me see what happens. Because that can also give me an inroad. Fine, it's still not allowing me. I cannot even see the source code of the website. So there's something wrong. So next thing I want to do is I want to log into the cPanel of this website. So I have logged into the cPanel of this site. One of the things I want to do is that I want to check the composition of the makeup of this site, right? Because see, if I turn off my antivirus, it site loads. If I turn it on, it doesn't load. And if this hack continues for the next 1, 2, 3 weeks, what is happening is that Google will now blacklist the site. And the process for doing that removal, it's I will do that in a separate video. Maybe once I have a task that has to do with that. But now I want to walk you through how do I fix a WordPress site that is hacked, and how will I be able to do my code inspection, and how do I fix it? Okay, next thing I want to do is I want to go to the file manager. So it then means that if you want to be able to protect web applications, mobile applications, it's very crucial, it's very important that you are familiar with those technologies, that you can build, you can set up. If not, you're going to do a whole lot of gambles. Okay, so let me go to the makeup, www folder. Now, this is like the files that one thing you can also be looking out for is when was a last modification done. Because if you are the developer, or if your client, you are doing this for your client, and that client is a developer, the question is, when last did the developer or the designer make changes to the website? So if you have a log, if you have a record of all the persons that actually did changes on the website, either manually or via GitHub or any continuous development integration tool, then you're able to track when a hacker actually attempted to make changes to the website. Now, if you have that log, that's why we normally say in cybersecurity, you cannot implement cybersecurity without making sure that you have a monitoring system, you have a log-based system, so that you can tell what happened, when it happened, and you can be able to track who made it happen. Okay, now, if I check the earliest, look at the files, modification. If I check the earliest, I can track by this. Yesterday, WP config file. This is very terrible because for a WordPress website, a WP config file tells you like the databases, everything. I will pause this video, open it up, inspect it, then I'll come. Okay, so I've just opened up the WP config file. That is this file for designers, developers that build on WordPress. Now, if you need to set up a new one, this is what you use in setting up. Now, I've removed the database name and the username. It's all okay. So that has not been tampered with. So the database names, the usernames, they are fine. And I think we are good here. So I will ride on and continue inspecting other sections. Okay, so let's do some more inspection. So this was tampered with, or this was changed yesterday. Now I am seeing August 7th. Today is 9th. This is like 2 days ago. If I check the WP content folder, I'm seeing some things. Let me see uploads. Let me see 2023. Let me see 8 in August. Empty. Okay, fine. So there's no recent upload that has been done on this site of recent. Another thing I want to check is my error log. Let me open the error log and see, because it's good to build systems that kind of have a log system, very critical. I'm seeing ultimate member. Now, from what I'm seeing on June 29th, 2023, this particular plugin had an issue, ultimate member. And for me, for instance, this is a live record. So, but for me, having looked at the last work that was done by a team member on this site, I knew very well that the vulnerabilities is coming from ultimate member plugin. Ultimate member plugin helps you to manage, let's say, learning management system, helps you to manage users better than how the core WordPress is going to help you do that. So let's check ultimate member vulnerabilities. So you're going to have a list of, look at, ultimate member WordPress plugin vulnerability allows full site takeover. Now, any application that you build is going to have a way to log in, a way to get out. Now, if you now bring in another script to help you manage people logging into the website, let's say admin, user, student, e-commerce manager, all of that, it can serve as a huge vulnerability for you. And of course, look at, this is July 4th, just almost a month ago. Over 200,000 active installations is being actively exploited on unpatched WordPress sites. On that video, I'm going to tell you how to patch, how to like make a WordPress site or a PHP site very, very secure. Maybe work out like 10 items and we like fix those vulnerabilities or do those patch. But for now, we're trying to see how to get this site up and running. So you can see that the culprit here is Ultimate Member plugin. I can tell you for sure because look at this Ultimate Member, Ultimate Member, Ultimate Member, Ultimate Member, Ultimate Member, Ultimate Member, right? Even WP Statistics is trying to grab some counts, then Ultimate Member. So that plugin has an issue. It has an error. Look at, you have all the error action forms, right? The forms that members can use to be able to try to set up. Maybe there's an adjustment or there's a tweak that the hacker would have done on that. So it's not breaking the site. Okay, so we like have a kind of culprit. The next important thing we want to look at is because for every web application, the site, what loads the website is the index.php or index.html or index.asp, whatever language that you use in building your site. The next thing we want to look at for now is the index. Let's inspect our index and know what it looks like. Yes, you see it? The question is that, is this how my index.php should be? No. This is how my index.php should be for a clean WordPress site. This is an addition, right? So this is a foreign body. This is part of the deposit that has been done by the hacker. So I will pause the video, then we will continue from a second session.